Hello, third graders. All right, we have a problem in front of us. If you are baking brownies and your brownies can fit into one of three pans, and if you're like me, you rather have edge pieces than the middle pieces, we need to figure out which pan would give us the most edges. We want those pieces. So let's take a look. We've got three pans here, and we need to figure out this problem. The first pan is 8-inch by 6-inch pan. One pan is a 12-inch by 4-inch pan. And another pan that you have is 9-inch by 5-inch pan. Now, one of the things that the word problem tells us that I don't have here is these pans are about the same depth, which means they're around 2 inches deep. So that part's going to be the same. It's just the shape of the pans. Now, how do we figure this out? One of the things that we have to remember is when we're looking at these pans to cook in, that they take the shape of rectangles. Now, I've got to go back into second grade and to first grade. I've got to reach back in my brain and think about this for a moment. If these are the shape of rectangles, what do I remember about rectangles? Well, according to what I know and according to what we've learned in geometry, if I'm dealing with a rectangle, opposite sides are parallel, which means they never touch. They're kind of like an equal sign. Do you see the equal sign here? And there's an equal sign here. There's an equal sign here. Well, the other sides are the same way. The shorter sides are the same way. They never touch. And in a rectangle, they're the same length. So that is my first clue. I've got to remember that about my shapes. Now I can start looking at these measurements. This is saying that one side is 8 inches, the shorter side is 6 inches. The long side is 12 inches on this pan, the short side is 4-inch on this pan. The long side is 9-inch on this pan, the short side is 5-inch on this pan. So now let's take a look at these pans. I'm going to say that the 8-inch by 6-inch pan is here. So if this is 8-inch, now I know that 8 is long, so there's my 8-inch. This is my 6-inch side. And what we just talked about, the opposite side from this 8 is this one, is this side, so this one also has to be 8-inch. The opposite side of the 6-inch is here. Now I'm going to I will label that pan 1. So this is pan 1. Now I have this one. This is 4-inch by 12-inch, or 12-inch, the long side, by 4-inch. So if this is 12 inches, that means the opposite side is also going to be 12 inches. Short side is going to be 4 inches. The opposite side, 4 inches, because I'm thinking back to my rules for rectangles. And I'm thinking back about how I can figure out these sides. Now I have this one. My long side is 9 inches. The opposite side is 9 inches. The shorter side, 5 inches, 5 inches. This one is pan 2, pan 2. This one is pan 3, pan 3. Now that I have this set up, I can use perimeter to figure out which is going to give me the most edges. So according to what we learned yesterday, perimeter is just taking the sides and adding them up. It's kind of like if I was to cut this pan here and bend these to where I can make it one long line. I want to know how long that is. The longer the line, the more edges I can have with my brownie. So let's take this one. That means I'm going to have 8 plus 6 plus 8 plus 6. And I might even label this. This is pan 1. And I need to have my equal sign. So that way I can figure out how long this pan is. And I know it's going to be inches because I have my unit of measurement in the problem. So 8 plus 6. Well, that's 14. This is another 14 because it's the same numbers. So if I add those together, that's going to be 28 inches. Notice the ES here. If you think about your spelling words, when we have a CH, we have an ES for the ending, so inches. That's pan 1. That's how long that one is. Let's look at pan 2. We've got to do the same thing. Pan 2. It's going to be 4. 4 plus 12 plus 4 plus 12 equal, well, 4 plus 12 is 16. There's 16 here too. So now all I got to do is 16 plus 16. That gives me 32. That means all the way around, I have 32 inches. Now I have pan 3 that I need to work with. Let me pause for a moment and let you take a guess. Take a look at the numbers. Take a look at the first two that we've already come up with. Will pan 3 be larger or smaller? All right, let's figure this out. We have 5 inches plus 9 inches plus 5 inches plus 9 inches equal, I'm going to use some mental math because look, I have 2 5s. That's a 10. Then I have 2 9s. That's 18. So that's 10 plus 18. Or I can think of it as I have 18 and I need 10 more. What would that answer be? Did you say 28? And I need to put inches. So, which pan is the biggest? Is it pan 1, pan 2, pan 3? If you said pan 2, you're right. That will give me the most access to have edges with my brownie. Awesome. So I'm going to use pan 2, and I'm going to make me some brownies. Good job, third graders.